The new update from ChatGPT Pro is absolutely wild. I'm going to be testing out today. It cost me $200, 200 big ones to test this out for you, but that's the price I paid. And today we're going to be breaking down some of the best prompts, etc., how it works. Now, what you need to know about ChatGPT Pro, because I know a lot of people are wondering, okay, does it make a difference? Is it worth it? Is it worth the money, etc.? So here's what I'm going to say. In terms of benchmarks, right? ChatGPT in competition maths tests, the O1 preview model of ChatGPT, which is obviously the older version of O1, scored just 50% accuracy, right? Whereas the standard O1 model improved by 78%, and ChatGPT Pro's O1 Pro model scored a jaw-dropping 86% accuracy, right? So it dominates the hardest prompts. Along with that, for coding, Pro ranks in the 90th percentile on code forces challenges. And if you compare that to O1 Preview, 62%, the gap is absolutely massive. And on PhD level science questions, as you can see inside the benchmarks on this page, Pro's 79% accuracy makes it a go-to tool for advanced research. And it's also tested under strict 4 out of 4 reliability standards, meaning Pro doesn't just get it right once, it consistently delivers accurate answers every time, and it won't give you an answer unless it can do it accurately. So we're going to be testing now for some of the best prompts today. Let's get straight into it. If you want to get access to all the video notes, 50 free SEO tools, 200 ChatGPT prompts, free SEO course, just scan the QR code and we'll get it crack-a-lacking, all right? So first thing we're going to test, ChatGPT Pro mode. We've got it unlocked here. What we're going to do from here is we're going to create a random article from just a generic AI, and that's usually going to come out at like 100% AI detectable, right? So we want to test ChatGPT Pro in terms of humanization standards. How good is it for actually humanizing content, bypassing its own AI detectors? So we're going to plug the content in here on Zero GPT, free AI detector. If you want to know what's free, you see it comes out at 96% detectable, right? Now, what we're going to do from here, super simple prompt, is we're going to go straight into ChatGPT-o1 Pro mode. We're going to plug in that generic trash that came out at 63% AI detectable. And what I'm going to say now is humanize this so it's 100% humanized and passes AI detectors and scores 0% AI detectable. And from here, what we're going to do is just test it out, give it a whirl. Now, what you can see here is that you're going to get the details in terms of how ChatGPT is thinking, right? So we're on Pro mode. We've got the thought process right here, and we've also got a loading button. Now, depending on what you're doing in the task and its complexity and how much thinking it actually requires, then this could take quite a long time. So sometimes it's going to be like 45 seconds, but sometimes I've tested it and it's been like 3 minutes, 20 seconds, but the output is really, really good quality. Now, that's not always the case in terms of quality. So what I've tested so far, and you'll be wondering, okay, is it worth $200 a month or not? Bear in mind, that's $2,400 per year. You know, you could buy like a fancy toaster with a bagel button on that. You could buy 100 squeaky toys for a dog you don't even have. Right? Or you could get 1 month of glorious ChatGPT Pro productivity. And so the choice is yours. But what I would say here is like, it takes a long time to get responses. So sometimes if you just need something basic, I'm not going to use ChatGPT-o1 Pro. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm just going to stick to GPT-o for like really fast stuff. So let's take this next now and we'll see how humanized it is and how it performs. So let's go back to Zero GPT. Here's the text. Let's plop in the new text, hit detect text, and we'll see how it comes out in terms of humanization. And you can see that it comes out human written, right? So it bypasses the AI detectors. Done a really, really good job there. It did take 43 seconds to get that response. We've taken something that was 96% positive, it's AI detectable, and we've turned in one single simple prompt into something that comes out at human written, right? And it's fooling its own AI detectors. Pretty interesting, because here's the other thing that I would say is like, you don't need super complex prompts with these sort of ChatGPT Pro models, right? So O1 Preview and all these deep reasoning models, you can get a very good output with a very simple prompt. You don't need to go crazy detailed on the prompts you're doing. Just give it something simple, tell it what to do. It's kind of like having an A player on your team where if you just tell them something to do, they'll go off and do it. Whereas if you have someone on your team or in your company who doesn't have much skill, the amount of instructions and the amount of quality control you're going to have to do on that person is going to be much higher. I see it the same with O1 Pro. So we've got the content here. That did really well. If you want the video notes from today, just scan the QR code and we'll go into prompt number 2, which is we're going to be testing it out for SEO. Now, what I tend to find ChatGPT and other AI models really struggles with is actually using latent semantic indexing and headings and metadata, etc., inside my content, right? So if we've got an article like this that we need to create, it's too complex and it's too in detail for most AI models to actually create content around it. But we're going to test this out now inside ChatGPT o1 Pro mode to see what sort of outputs we get. So what I've done here is we've got this prompt. We've taken the article outline from Zista. I've said, write the best SEO optimized article you can find using this content brief. We've given it the keyword from the article, so it's SEO Training Oxford. Then we've said, use all the recommended data and word count recommendations perfectly. Do not go over the required word count markdown format, right? Now, what I've done after that is just paste in the details from Zista, and you could do this with Surfer, or you could do it with, Phrase or whatever outline tool you're using, Writer, etc. And you can see here it's got recommended amounts of times to use the LSIs as well, latent semantic indexing. So this is a very, very detailed prompt, and I just want to test how it reacts to it, how it responds to it, etc. Right? So we're going to scroll up, we'll take this prompt like so, we'll go back into ChatGPT Pro mode. And bear in mind, like all of these prompts as well, I think you could use within GPT-o1 Preview or GPT-o1. It's just that with ChatGPT-o1 Pro mode, it's going to take that to a whole new level in terms of reasoning. And as you've seen in the benchmarks already that we've compared, ChatGPT Pro is superior on most of these benchmarks by, I would say, by at least 5 to 10%. So I reckon that's going to take a lot longer. Let's have a look at what it's doing inside the thought process. So you can see it's a more detailed thought process. So it's like clarifying the requirements, then it's identifying the key terms. From there, it's crafting the structure, organizing the plan, integrating the key terms inside the content, and it's beginning to do that right now. And I think stage by stage, it will talk you through it. So once it moves on to the next stage, then it's going to have the next section inside the details. Now, talking of how long ChatGPT o1 Pro mode takes to respond, I would expect this is going to take a few more minutes. It's not going to be seconds for something like this. So if you've got something basic like humanizing content, sure, that's going to take like 45 seconds to do. But something like this, where it literally has to figure out how to squeeze all of these LSIs within the requested word count naturally, is going to take a lot more time. Now, the other thing that I would say is I'm not recommending you do this. I'm just saying this is what we're testing. Two totally different things. When it comes to content, use this quality control section. It's inside my free SEO course. Just scan the QR code or check the link in the comments description. You get the video notes from today. Now we've got the content. This is actually in markdown format. I don't know if the outline is going to accept that. Let's see what we got here. Nah, it's not going to accept that. All right. So what we could do is we'll go into markdown live preview mode over here. We're going to paste that in. We'll take that. We'll plug that into our article. So what you can also see here is we've got the meta title and description. So let's grab that. We'll plug that into the metadata and the description. There we go. Now, straight off the bat, I really don't like the content, the way that it's written. But this is actually an optimization for the algorithm, not for actually usability. Now, you could insert inside the content, make sure that you do write the content in terms of usability as well, improve it for that. But let's just check the score, see where we're going, see what's happening so far. And we've got a score of 82%. Now, here's what's wild, right? So you can see that it has used pretty much every single LSI inside the content. It's missed out a few there, to be fair. And it's not done it perfectly, but it's green for almost everything, right? And there's a lot of LSIs within that. And to squeeze that into like the required word count, very, very difficult. But yeah, it's rare to see something coming out like that on the content scores. You can see it's hit pretty much all of the required keywords in H1s and H2s, and it's pretty much smashed the meta title and description. So what I'd recommend is like, if you're going to do this, make sure that you do actually humanize the content as well, because the content itself doesn't feel that natural, right? I would insert like a section inside the prompt that's something like, write like Alex Hormozy plus simplify the language to first grade level. And then also what I'd recommend is you have some source context. So it's basically explaining what you do, who you are, where your funnel links are to insert it, etc. Right? And doing that, I think you get much better outputs. But in terms of optimizing for the algorithm, it's done exactly what we needed to. We just need to humanize it using better prompts. Pretty good so far. So just to recap on this and so far what we've done. So we've humanized content, that worked out perfectly. We have optimized content semantically, and that worked out really, really well to a high accuracy score. What I would like to test next is how good is ChatGPT o1 Pro mode, and we'll start a new chat for this. How good is it for creating websites. So I'm going to plug in this prompt right here. And if you're wondering what the prompt is, it's like generate the front end and back end code for a fully functional keyword research tool. No images, free files, must be the best possible website. And then I've given it some constraints like, the design must be sleek, modern, cool. And bear in mind, the client has spent 100K for this project, so it must blow their mind, right? If a client pays us 100K at our agency, we make sure it's the best possible thing it can be. And then you can see here it's got the font, colors, word count, etc. So let's see what it comes back with. And it's beginning to generate the mockup. Let's have a look at the thought process, see how it's doing this. So it's gathering the requirements, it's crafting the interface, it's crafting the content, and then it's creating the mockup. Now, if you want to test out creating your own websites inside ChatGPT, so if you want to grab the outputs from this, what you can do is you can go onto liveweave.com and you can plug in the outputs. So this is one that I actually created earlier as a test run, and this is free to just test out like any sort of code that ChatGPT gives you. So for example, you got the HTML over here, you got the HTML over here, the CSS down here, and the JavaScript over here. So let's see what ChatGPT Pro manages to come back with. And there we go. We've got the website. InDesign, that one took 1 minute 40. I think it is useful for you to know the timings so you can set expectations in terms of how long all this stuff takes. Obviously, I'm skipping through it on the edit just so that you're not watching me sit completely bored for 5 minutes whilst I wait for this to get done. And we're going to take the script.js over here as well. Let's see what we got here. So here's a preview. It's looking pretty nice, to be fair. Like, that's a nice design on the website. It's created the content. You can see the content on the page, right? So it's done exactly what we asked it to. The design is pretty nice, kind of like minimal, cool, sleek, etc. Exactly what we asked it for. 1,100 words on the page. Bear in mind, like Bolt or someone like that, if you create a website like this, it's going to give you about 200 words on the page. Do so it's keyword research tool, find your perfect keywords fast. And bear in mind, like, you don't have to create a new domain for this. You could actually grab the tool, host code somewhere, and then just get the iframe code directly, right? So from here, what we can do is we can just test this out. So I'm going to put something like real estate into the keyword ideas section. We'll hit get keyword ideas, and it instantly comes back to us with ideas. Now, if we go over to Keyword Explorer like so, and we're just going to test inside Ahrefs whether this keyword is actually relevant, whether it's useful, right? So you can actually see for the keyword real estate tips, it's easy to rank for, decent traffic potential. Like, these keyword ideas are legit, and we generated it in one click using ChatGPT Pro. So I'm beginning to get more and more ideas on what this is good for, how to use it, etc. I think it's a skill that you learn in yourself. It's like, like you can get a sports car, but if you know how to drive, then it's going to end up terribly for you. Whereas if you figure out how to use this stuff and you approach it in the right way, actually it is super useful. It creates really nice stuff, right? So it's passed the test on a lot of stuff so far. It created a really nice website. It generated a super nice article, as you can see, super optimized, etc. And also we humanize content like perfectly, all right? So now the last thing that I'm going to test is we're going to take exactly the same sort of method, but now I'm going to ask ChatGPT Pro to actually generate a prompt for bolt.new. Now, bolt.new is a really powerful no-code editor, right? And so I'm going to ask ChatGPT exactly how to prompt the tool to get the best possible output and see if that really gives us something good that actually works first time. Because one of the things that I find with bolt.new is like, if you don't set constraints with it, you can create something good, but often it breaks, right? Whereas if we can create a really nice prompt using ChatGPT-o1 mode, use that for the prompt engineering process, and then plug it into Bolt or Surfer or Cursor or Windsurf, whatever you're using, then you could probably get much better outputs. So let's see what we've got. This is all completely hypothetical, and this tool has only been out for 24 hours. Let's see what we got. So it's saying, right, understanding the task, crafting user requirements, piecing it together, crafting the tool. So it's really thought about this in quite a lot of detail, as you can see. Integrating the content, crafting the tool, crafting the solution, balancing the content, right? Let's see what it comes back with in a second. So we have the prompt, and you can see it's super long, right? It's quite long here. Let's see what we've got. So it's actually giving us a HTML, etc. inside the tool. All right, see, it says in bolt.new, create the following files and paste the content as shown, right? So I'm going to go inside bolt.new, plug this in, and we'll see what we get back, whether it's actually going to work, etc. Does look very complex for an output. So we have the website ready to go now. Bolt.new has created all the files. We've got no content on the actual page, which is not great. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right, it doesn't work. Not very good at all. And I want to show you, because what I can see is like ChatGPT creates it perfectly inside ChatGPT-o1 Pro mode. But actually, if you ask it to create the prompt for Bolt, doesn't seem to work at all, right? And that just might be because it's too complex for Bolt to understand. But prompt 4 was a fail. Prompt 3, really nice. Prompt 2, really nice. And prompt 1, super nice too. Now, when I was testing this, it actually worked perfectly, that Bolt.new tool. So it's a little bit inconsistent, right? But you can see here, we actually created this one earlier today when I was preparing for this video. And if we take the same sort of method, so we'll put gardening as an example, hit find keywords, and it actually works almost perfectly. And if we plug in an example keyword, like you see right here, you can see on Ahrefs it actually works, right? So it's giving us keyword difficulty, traffic potential, etc. Pretty nice right there. What I'll actually do, if you want to get access to this, is I'm going to deploy it and I'll include it inside the AI SEO Success Lab. So if you want a free keyword research tool, like you can see right here, then I'm going to plug a link to that inside my free SEO Success Lab, and just click that link and you'll get access to my free keyword research tool, along with a free content tool, content optimizer, content humanizer, and 50 free SEO tools. Just scan the QR code on this video or click the link in the comments description to get free access to that. Now, if you want to get a free one-to-one SEO strategy session, feel free to get that link in the comments description. We'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 visitors a month and generate thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot. On this free link building acceleration session, you will get a free SEO domination plan. Discover the secrets of link building. We'll answer any questions you have. You'll learn the best link building strategy for your website, plus how to quickly outrank your competitors for link building and how to 10x your SEO traffic based on what's working for us. And if you sign up for 3 months, you get 1 month free. If you sign up for 6 months, you will get 2 months free. And if you sign up for 12 months, you will get 4 months free when you sign up today. Feel free to get that. Thanks very much for watching. Appreciate it.